What's up, guys? How are you doing? So the special air service is coming to Caliber. It's a British collection, and it comes with 4 characters as usual, and they have a pretty interesting trait. So let's say like Alpha has this kind of special trait where if you run into the pistols out after you have reached the requirement level of upgrades, you can run a little faster. It's a speed boost which no other collection has, no other characters other than the Alpha has. So this guys has the one whereby when you're down, you can actually shoot people. And I can't remember what game it was in. I can't remember which one, but there was a character that could do that. I think it probably was in Rogue Company or something like that, and it was extremely annoying. So we're getting that in Caliber, which is really interesting for the whole collection. So if you don't know and you turn your back, just know you're gonna get pistol shots. They kind of balanced it because they made your down but not out kind of bar to bar drain faster unless you switch to the pistol, which is really interesting. Next thing is that if you're crawling, you're gonna lose your stamina, or that bar down but not out bar. For the timer, it goes down very fast unless you switch to your pistol, which is very interesting. Acai actually can keep that bar going if he keeps on healing you, which is really interesting, and keep you in that state where you can actually shoot your pistol while downed, which is actually really interesting. But you have a slow reload, which is something that is making a lot of sense, and it doesn't seem that you can actually shoot your whole magazine. Probably not, but that would be interesting how they actually do it. So to keep him dead, so when he's in a down but not out state where he can shoot, you basically just have to keep on shooting him. Just keep on shooting him. As for his kit, so his name is Lumen. Makes sense, the flashlight. He has a MP5 SD. There are different MP5. This one is the SD version, and you get a P226 pistol, and his special gear I think would have to be part of the flash effect. And then his ability is called Dazzle. Basically, it blinds and suppresses the enemy. So it blinds players and suppresses the enemy bots, which is actually pretty good. So it makes your screen wide like a normal flash. It's a flash basically. Shield breaker is actually one that kind of confuses me, but you deal more damage to shields, which is armors. You'll be destroying armors. But there's another one that says shielded, so I'm not too sure if you are shielded, and it says you're protected by a temporary barrier that absorbs damage from bullets and explosions. So I guess that personal skill actually has 2 effects on it, which can be very much an OP state, and the blinding effect is very much high. And the next thing about Lumen is that he's an assault actually, and he actually immune to poison and stuns. That's actually so good. The next thing is when you're within characters that are below 35% of the HP, within like 15 meter radius, you actually run faster. So you'll be able to chase down players, I guess, that are just around the corner, or probably even run from them, if in case you're low too. The next thing I saw was that characters who are actually low HP, also 35% below, within the same radius, 15 meter, you actually get to see them. So it inflicts the mark for 1.5 seconds, which is actually really interesting. It's like you're a walking tug. That's actually really interesting. Really interesting. Tower, which is the support, very interesting. He got that L86A2, another weapon. He played a lot of that in, I think, Combat Arms and a few other games. He actually have his secondary to be MP5K, which is kind of like a machine pistol, I would say. It's kind of like a machine pistol. So, and then his special gear is actually RN37. I can't remember what gun that is. I think it's probably a launcher for the smoke or something like that. But his ability is called Big Brother, and it applies the shield effect to an ally that restores their HP when the effect ends. So if the shield is broken, enemies in certain radius take damage and receive EMP and confuse effect, which is really OP. That's kind of OP. I'm telling you, that's kind of OP. I hope he's not really like a. He seems very OP. He has a lot of utility right there. A lot of utility. His personal skill is extra layer, so you can basically armor up an extra 20 armor points. Really interesting. Really interesting. Might be good for snipers though. But I think there is already some kind of skill or something that can do something like that already. But I don't know. But that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool to see. I see them trying to change up the way things are in the game. I hope it works out. So if the person shoots the person that the effect is on, they get an EMP and still loses 40 HP. That's freaking interesting. That's interesting. So it's kind of a way to, like, you could literally get a kill by just shielding a teammate. That's interesting. That's very interesting. He also has the thing when you download out and you can shoot. The next thing is that when he's bipod on any cover, it gets more HP, 300% more durability. So it will take a longer time for the person to shoot it. I don't know why they want to shoot it for, but they probably want to shoot you instead. But at least it makes it 300% more sturdy, 300% more HP basically, as long as you are bipoded on it. That's interesting. You can still shoot through the cover though. Although it makes it the durability higher, you can still shoot through it with those characters that can actually shoot, like Koma, Kang Long Barrier, and Avalanche, and a pistol. I wouldn't be surprised if Mustang can also shoot through it. Yeah, so then we have Spark, and Spark has a Mach 10. Mach 10s are really nice, high damage. Most likely it's gonna be kind of like Travnik, Mach 10. You get a Browning pistol, and you get defibrillator straight from Battlefield, I guess. So I guess you'll be able to revive people with the defibs, which is your special gear. Chain healing, so you can heal your own self, but you can launch like a projectile at the person, and it will like chain heal everybody who's next to each other, which is actually pretty good. It doesn't heal the same person twice, but it can actually inflict EMP on enemies also, so that's pretty cool. Healing touch. When you revive someone, they actually revive with 35 more HP. I don't think I'll ever use that. I'll probably use something else that probably benefiting me than benefiting them, but you never know. Depending on the category it is, maybe I might have to choose it. So the Mark 10 is actually real good. It deals so much damage in a few seconds. So the damage per second is real high. Travnik all over again. Travnik reincarnated in Spark. And yeah, there is probably a level whereby the recoil will get like real good, or get like real bad. I wouldn't be surprised. You're sacrificing the whole firing speed for spread. So defibs actually do damage, so you can defib a enemy player, and you can actually defib an enemy, which is interesting. But he's always low HP, so I'm not too sure if you can actually sneak up and do some trolling things, because footsteps are so high and there is like a dead silence. So I don't know why it would be kind of like that, but okay. And we have the Marksman, which is Bell for SIG 550. Usually say the SIG 50, but I think this one is quite different. It's probably like a semi-auto, the one on Counter-Strike, something like that, I think. Probably that. And then P226, the Well-Rod, which is the pistol from Battlefield 5. I wonder how it works there. But I think I saw it doing some weird stuff which didn't really make sense. Underground, which is the ability, inflict their EMP, confused, and weak grip effect on players, so I guess their recoil will get real weird if you use it on them. Yep, enemy bots will be suppressed. Makes a lot of sense. Applies the haste and inspired effect to the operator and the teams in front of them. Increase recoil of the primary and secondary weapon of the person that use it on. Zeroing is their personal skill. This is Marksman, makes sense. I find they're putting a lot of semi-auto rifles and auto rifles rather than putting both actions, which is kind of weird. I think they should focus on putting both actions, but I don't know. I have no idea. Can't really say it. So whenever you get a headshot, the focus and haste effect is applied to the operator. Primary weapon spread and recoil is reduced. So I guess when you get a headshot, you will get reduced by 20% for 5 seconds, which is very interesting though. So when you get a headshot, you can basically, well, you have to eliminate the player, but you can basically kind of Volk abilities effect, which is interesting, but it's after you get a headshot kill, so it's not really all that. Next we have his special gear, which is the word well rod, and it basically is like a tog. So you shoot it and it can actually mark players who are in the area. Next thing is that if an enemy player gets close to it, it actually explodes. So yeah, it's gonna be kind of OP. You can put it on crates and ammo crates and stuff like that. Makes a lot of sense.